Hi, my name is Timmy, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to make 2024 the best year of your life so far. So number one, embrace fear. You cannot grow or change without embracing fear and doing things that make you uncomfortable. I definitely this year put myself in situations that were uncomfortable, or where I was scared or wasn't sure if I could do what I wanted to do. For example, volunteering to do free content on the set of different shoots, which helped me learn and meet people and network, trying new styles of content, trying new platforms, putting my opinions out there, writing again. These things are all very scary, but as I've done more and more of these things, and even just networking, the fruit I've received back and the kind of returns from doing that has been immediately noticeable. I've had so many new opportunities and things happen as a result of me directly doing new things and put myself in uncomfortable situations and being out of my comfort zone. So definitely try and embrace fear. It's definitely something that's hard, but it's very important and very useful. Number two, drink water. It's very simple, but it's very important. I was suffering from really bad headaches all the time and I couldn't really figure out why, and then I realized I just wasn't drinking enough water basically, and I bought one of these bottles on Amazon for like I think £15, and it's metal, so it keeps water cold and also keeps hot drinks warm, and it's I think a litre, so I basically just having a bottle physically in front of me that I take with me everywhere, to work, to the gym, see my friends when I'm driving, whatever, on the train. It becomes a constant, and drinking more water, I just feel way more energized, I have less headaches, and it's just good for you. It flushes out toxins, keeps you hydrated, helps you grow, it's good for the skin. I've seen my skin improve as well. It's one that I think a lot of people don't do, my friends don't do either, but drink water, drink enough water. Try and drink 3 litres a day, or a gallon I think is the equivalent. That could be wrong, I don't know the conversion, but drink 3 litres of water a day minimum, and just watch the benefits roll in. Also, it's good to kind of remember to keep yourself hydrated. I think it's the same thing I do with food. I forget to eat and then I'm starving, but drinking water is the easiest and simplest one to do. Buy a bottle, fill it up, drink it, and also because it has a straw, it's way more enjoyable for me, at least. Like sipping it feels more like a fun like cocktail or something, so it makes me want to drink more, and it means that when I finish it, I just fill it up and I just keep drinking. I easily drink 3 litres a day now, and I'm peeing way more than I used to, but definitely has made a difference. So drink your water. Build resilience. It's important to build resilience and be able to handle difficulties and hard times and heartbreak and upset and disappointment, because life is really just full of those things continuously. And I think as I mature, the more I realize that hard times are guaranteed, just as good times are. But I think one thing we can all work on doing better is definitely being more comfortable with those difficult and awkward times and being more resilient in those times when they happen. The only way you can do that is by just going through more experiences, and I think the more you have things happen to you that are difficult or unexpected, the more you're kind of able to separate yourself from the noise and say, okay, like how am I going to deal with this? And even if this is difficult or not what I wanted or hard or sad, how can I make sure that I'm handling it well and growing from it and learning from the experience? And that's definitely, I think, what resilience is, being able to put yourself in situations that are tough and push through and grow and learn and not let them define and become you. Gratitude for me this year of 2023, and I think going into 2024 will be one of the biggest things that I think has made the most difference for me. And it's just about your mindset and approach to things. I think one thing I always say is all we can control is how we respond to situations and things that happen. We can't control what life throws at us, but what you can control is choosing to take a positive or negative, view on it. And of course, don't get me wrong, if someone passes away or you're in a car accident or you're severely ill, right, that's sad, that's bad, that's negative. It's normal and human to go through those emotions and feel that and process that and be sad about it. My cat's just sipping water as I film, which is always what he does. He was asleep and then I turned off his water fountain because it makes noise, and now he wants to drink. Anyway, but what you can control is, okay, fine, I'm in this scenario, it's not what I wanted, I'm not happy about it. What are the solutions? How can I make it better? How can I kind of support myself? What do I need to make these things better or easier? Versus being like, this is it, I'm going to be sad, there's nothing I can do, I'm overwhelmed, I'm going to lock myself away and be in a hole and be unhappy and beat myself up and be negative. It's just the changing of mindset. So then that kind of, for me, feeds into gratitude. And what that is, gratitude is really just about maintaining a positive mindset as long as you can, as much as you can. And so I think focusing on what you have to be grateful for rather than what is upsetting you or what is negative, right? So it's very easy to look at your life and be like, oh, I don't have this, and I wish I had more money, and I wish I was more successful, and I wish I had more followers, and I wish I had more friends, and all these things, versus being like, I'm grateful I'm alive, I'm grateful I have family, I'm grateful I have some friends, I'm grateful I can walk, I'm grateful I have a job. Like, there are things that you can focus on every day to kind of, say to yourself each day and kind of repeat these affirmations and vocalize these things to remind yourself that you have lots to be happy for and life is worth living and there are things that make you happy, versus focusing on what you don't have and what's missing and what's getting you down all the time, because it just makes you see life as glass half full. Also makes you see life as glass half makes you see the glass as half empty rather than half full. And I think that is what gratitude is changing how you see things and focusing on what makes you happy and what is good versus what is negative and what's getting you down. Be open to new things and new people and new experiences. I was very steadfast in things I liked and didn't like, and I said I'd never run, and I started running this year and I'm really enjoying it, and it's great because I feel my body changing and I'm getting fitter, and I never did cardio, and it's actually been very enjoyable for me and pleasurable, and seeing the results has been great as well in terms of just like my body changing. Said I'd never play golf. I went to do crazy golf a driving range yesterday, and it was really, really fun. I was actually quite good. There are many things I kind of was certain that I would never want to do, and I've given myself the opportunity to do them, and I've definitely enjoyed them way more than I thought I would. And so I think, even CrossFit, I never thought I'd do CrossFit, and I started that a few years ago and I really enjoyed it. So I think the more I've opened my mind to different things and more opportunities, the more I've kind of felt myself growing and enjoying those things more. And even I think with people, I've made a lot of new friends this year, as much as I've lost some old friends, and those new friends have come from me just being open to a conversation at a party, or someone I bumped into on the plane once, or a friend I met through a friend at a dinner party and I followed up and hung out with them. And there's lots of those people I've met and new friends I've made have led to new connections that have led to new opportunities. And again, it's just being open, being present, and being willing to be in new spaces and talk to people and say what you are and what your passions are and what you're interested in, and then connecting with those new people and seeing how life can help bring you on the same journey. I think it's through talking about my creative projects and the fact I want to be a content creator and create films. My friends have mentioned my name in spaces when I wasn't present, and people have reached out to me saying, I heard you're interested in doing this. Do you want to come and shadow on set or whatever? And those things have been really helpful for me. So being open to new things, new opportunities, new possibilities just keeps doors open, and you never know what might come from a conversation or a phone number swap or an Instagram handle or a text or an email. So be open to kind of go with the flow and see what life brings you, and don't just say no to things without actually thinking about whether they could bring good to you. Start now. I lost a lot of time in the middle of the year because I was too scared to start doing things, and I had excuses like, I can't do this now because of work, or I'm not sure how I would do it, or it's not the right time of year, or I don't have the right camera, I don't have the right gear. And my biggest regret, or one of my regrets this year, is that I just didn't just keep doing things consistently no matter how well I could do them. And I think that's one thing that's true for particularly content, but also just life generally, is that consistency is really important in just honing your skills and getting better at stuff and kind of letting your body learn and adapt to what you're doing and becoming better at something. And it's fine to do things and not do them perfectly and make mistakes and have things to learn or things that you would change when you look back, but it's better to just start, because once you start gaining experience, and experience and consistency are one of the most invaluable things in any kind of field or craft or hobby or interest. And so I've definitely been trying harder now to just kick myself into gear and get up and start. Like I needed to film these videos today, and I just got up and I started filming, and I've been editing, and I've just done a lot in the last few weeks, and I've just seen my mindset shift to a place where I'm just like, now if I can do it now, I will do it now rather than putting it off, and I can look at it later. And of course that's within reason, but I think I've definitely seen benefits from just being someone that's more gung-ho and gets up and does stuff. And again, I think a lot of my friends do this and a lot of people do this. It's natural where you kind of make excuses because you're scared about starting something and worried about what would happen if you try. And it's better to say you failed because you never tried than to say you tried and then it went badly, because then it's embarrassing. People feel embarrassed about stuff like that. But all you're doing is doing yourself a disservice, and you'll be looking back in a year saying, I just wasted another year and I wish I'd started. And so in 2024, the best thing I can say is just start as soon as you can, learn and grow, keep adapting, and don't give up. Be kinder to yourself. I really have had to work on this year. I realized earlier in the year, just through conversations with friends and therapy, that my internal voice was actually negative and I didn't even realize it. I think when I'm talking to my friends and giving them advice or sharing opinions on stuff or whatever, or just being friendly with people, I'm always seeing the best in them and giving like positive advice and thinking that they can achieve things. And when it came to myself, I'd hear myself, I had to kind of open my ears to hear this. I'd be beating myself up and saying that wasn't good enough, or that didn't get any views, or that wasn't a good outfit, or people probably thought you were being weird, or why did you say that, and you could do better at that, and you're not achieving anything, and look at you, you're just sat in bed all day watching TV and doing nothing. And having a voice like that can be very, very draining and very, very debilitating. And so I tried to change my approach and the way I speak to myself. And like, if I need to take a break, I need to take a break. If I'm tired, I'm tired. If I fail at something, I fail, I can try again. If I don't achieve something I set out to do one day or 1 week or 1 month, that's okay, as long as I keep my eyes on the prize and focus on the fact that I want to do that eventually. We're not machines, and I know it's kind of hard to continuously be wanting to work towards something and trying to be the best version of yourself, but sometimes we can't be. And I think in those moments where we aren't our best, that's when the internal voice is most important. How you address yourself and how you feel about yourself, and talk to yourself in those moments can be very, very life-changing and can make a big difference on how you feel generally and your general mood overall. And I think changing the approach from like, I need to do better, to I'm trying my best and I need to keep improving when I can and as I can, has definitely helped me feel like better self-confidence in myself and a better general sense of pride in myself and appreciating that I am working hard and that I am trying my best, and that is important as well. As much as goals and kind of accomplishments are very important too, it's also important to feel like I am doing the best that I can, as I can, when I can, and just kind of dealing with that and not having to beat myself up all the time. So be kind to yourself. It is harder, but definitely try. Rest is resistance. I learned this from a colleague at work, and it's been really important and really useful for me. It is really important to just take time to rest. Like, we need rest as humans. We need sleep. I know they say 8-10 hours a day. I get like 6 or 7, but when I can, I try and sleep more. Like, sometimes I feel it's like the pressure to be consistently perfect all the time, and so like waking up, making breakfast, doing a skincare routine, commuting to work, reading on the commute, doing a great job, having lunch, maybe going to the gym at lunch, on the way home, come back, cook, clean, do your laundry, call your mom, speak to your friends and family, do some research, read again, get ready for the next day. There's so many things we have to do day to day as people, and it can be quite intense, and sometimes we forget to schedule in time to just rest and just be still and enjoy things. And I've started being like, okay, I need to just, when I get home, I've got loads to do, but I'm going to get home, I'm going to sit down for half an hour and just watch half an episode or something, or I'm going to just be on TikTok, I'm just going to nap, I'm just going to lie there and think about what I want to think about and let my mind have time to breathe. And in those moments where you actually take time to rest and calm down and think is when you actually have the most ability to just refresh and reset yourself and actually be able to think clearly and be okay. But rest is resistance. We have to rest so that we can be the best version of ourselves when we do go and perform. But if you're not rested and you're saying, I've got to do this and I can't take a break, and I get it, we hear these narratives of there's 24 hours in a day, we have the same 24 hours as Beyonce and blah, 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 of course. But Beyonce rests too at some point. She has to take a break, and she might work intensely for a certain time period, but then she does stop. And we are the same. We need to take time and give ourselves the ability to just stop, sit down and breathe and reset and refresh and just be human and actually just be, just rest. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, today I'm tired, I can't do that, or I need to take a week off. And I took the last week off just to rest and relax, so I could actually have clarity and think clearly and not be like tired and exhausted and drained all the time. So it's important to rest. Make sure you give yourself time and space to do that. Appreciate the small wins. I am someone that's always focused on like the end goal, where I want to be in various spheres of different things in my life, and I'm not there in any of them right now, financially, creatively, in terms of my own happiness, my knowledge, my skill set. There's loads of things I want to change, and there are big things I need to work towards. So I'm always like, oh, I'm not there. But one thing I've had to start doing recently is appreciating when I do things well. One thing I've had to start doing is appreciate when I do things well. So for example, if I create something that I'm proud of, or I work on something that I've really enjoyed, or I've learned a new skill set, or I make dinner for my friends, they like the food I've made, or I go a bit further on a run, or I can like do a heavier weight on the gym, even though it's tiny, it's very incremental. Taking the time to be like, well done, that was good, I did that well, and I'm happy about that, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. It's really important to give yourself space to actually just remind yourself that even though you aren't at the final destination, you are slowly but surely making small steps and small bits of progress towards the final goal. And those small wins are just as important as the final destination. And as they always say, it's about the journey, not the end destination. And enjoying the journey is easier when you take time to appreciate the small wins and things you've achieved. Always be improving yourself, continue to educate yourself, and continue to learn. I think that's something I've definitely experienced has been very useful for me this year, just in terms of listening to new podcasts like the Huberman Lab and how I built this, and listening to other people who have done what I want to do and have achieved great things, and listening to them talk about their life stories and their lessons and their mistakes and how they improved and what they learned on their journey towards being successful, and listening to people I admire talk about their creative processes and what they've learned and how to improve and get to where they've got to, but also just surrounding myself with knowledge. And if it's reading a fiction book or a non-fiction book, just giving myself more exposure to things in the world and getting new perspective on things and getting new ideas and being able to understand how other people think and how other people do things has been very refreshing. I think it's always important as humans to keep learning and keep growing and keep exposing yourself to new things and keep educating yourself. And I think as kids we learn so much at school, and then we learn loads at university, and then we go into the world and we start working, we kind of stop learning, and I've missed that. And I think I felt my brain kind of become more malleable again and become kind of more reactive to new ideas and be able to consider more things. It's actually influenced my creativity and the way I think about things and my approach to life. So I think it's always important to keep learning and bettering yourself. So if it's a podcast or reading or conversation with friends or news articles or topics or debates with your friends at dinner, be sure to keep exposing yourself to new things and learning and being open to new ideas and keep educating and bettering yourself. It's very, very important. That's it, guys. Those are my top tips that you need to use in 2024 to make yourself a better person and to make the year. That's it, guys. Those are my top tips for 2024 and what you need to do to make yourself a better person and to continue to make 2024 the best year of your life so far. So that's it, guys. Those are my tips for making 2024 the best year of your life so far. Hope you liked them and found them useful. If you have any other things you'd share, please put them in the comments and let me know. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.